Have you ever seen a house that felt alive? A house that seemed to be watching you? This story begins on a cold October night. A photographer named Ethan Carter was driving home after a long day of work. The road was empty, the sky was dark, and a thick blanket of fog covered everything around him. Then suddenly, his GPS lost signal. No map, no directions, nothing. Ethan slowed his car and looked around. That was when he saw it. A large Victorian house standing alone on top of a hill. Its windows were black, its paint was peeling, and strangely, the front door was already open. At first, Ethan thought someone might live there. Maybe they could help him find his way. So he parked his car and walked toward the house. The closer he got, the more uneasy he felt. There were no footprints, no vehicles, no signs that anyone had been there for years. Yet a single porch light glowed in the darkness. Ethan knocked on the door. No answer. He knocked again. Still nothing. Then, the door slowly opened by itself. A cold chill ran down his spine. But curiosity got the better of him, and he stepped inside. The moment he crossed the doorway, the door slammed shut behind him. The sound echoed through the house. The air smelled old and rotten. Dust covered every corner, and standing in the hallway was an enormous grandfather clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Its sound filled the silence. Ethan immediately tried the front door. It wouldn't move, no matter how hard he pulled. Then he heard something. Footsteps, coming from upstairs. Slow, heavy, dragging across the floor. Someone was up there. Or something. Hello? He called. No answer. The footsteps stopped. For a few seconds, the entire house became silent. Then, bang! A loud crash shook the ceiling. Ethan nearly jumped out of his skin. Trying to stay calm, he pulled out his phone. No signal. And somehow, his battery had dropped from 80% to 14%. That's when he noticed the photographs hanging on the wall. There were dozens of them. Old black and white pictures. Each one showed a different person standing inside the house. Men, women, children. Every face looked terrified. And beneath every photograph was a date. 1923, 1947, 1979, 2019, 2025. Then Ethan noticed something strange. At the end of the hallway was an empty frame. No photograph, only a date. Today's date. A feeling of pure dread washed over him. The footsteps returned. This time they were coming downstairs. Slowly. Step, drag, step, drag. Getting closer, closer, closer. Then a pale gray hand appeared around the staircase corner. Its fingers were impossibly long. Its skin looked dead. Another step, and a face emerged from the darkness. Ethan froze. The creature had no eyes, only empty black sockets, and a smile that stretched impossibly wide across its face. Yet somehow, it seemed to be staring directly at him. Ethan turned and ran. He raced through the house, searching for an exit. The windows wouldn't break. The doors wouldn't open. Every escape route was gone. But the creature never ran. It simply walked, following him, as if it already knew he couldn't escape. Then Ethan discovered a basement door. Without thinking, he rushed downstairs. The smell hit him instantly. Rotting flesh, decay, death. When he looked around, his blood turned to ice. Human bones, hundreds of them, scattered across the floor. Victims, people who had entered the house and never left. In the center of the basement stood an antique camera, pointed toward a wooden chair. A fresh photograph lay beside it. Ethan picked it up and nearly dropped it. The picture showed him, standing in the basement, holding the photograph, the exact moment he was living. Then he heard a sound behind him. Click. A camera shutter. Slowly, Ethan turned around. The creature stood at the top of the stairs, smiling, waiting. Another click echoed through the basement. A new photograph slid from the camera. Ethan picked it up. His hands were shaking. The image showed him lying motionless on the floor, dead, only seconds in the future. His scream echoed through the house, but nobody heard it. Nobody ever would. The next morning, travelers drove along that same road. They never noticed the house. They never saw Ethan's car. And they never heard the faint sound coming from somewhere in the darkness. Tick, tock, tick, tock. 1 year later, another lost traveler appeared in the fog, and on top of the hill, a lonely house waited, its porch light glowing, its front door slowly opening, ready for its next victim. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more terrifying tales. And remember, if you ever find a house waiting for you in the middle of nowhere, keep driving.